Okay, back for a rogue trader instead. Still looking around. What's it called? Threefold? Or was it footfall? Oh yes, footfall. The girl dressed in expensive clothes raises her sad little face to you and says in a serious voice, "Hello. Who are you and what are you doing here?" Hiding. She hesitates for a moment. I thought I was going to cry. I didn't want anyone to see. My name is Adelia Bellarado. It's my grandpa in there, in the box. Argenta's face softens. She reaches out and gently strokes Adelia's head. The tears will pass, Adelia. The tears will pass. The strength will return and your courage will never leave you. Adelia tries to smile, then just nods seriously. If you do not wish to be parted from your forefather, then sever his head, embalm it, and put it in your bed. Cabella's voice sounds mundane, like she is explaining the most basic things. Speak to him before you go to sleep and after you wake up, and that way he will stay with you. Don't tell that to the bloody girl. What? Adelia shrieks away fearfully, looking to you for protection. Where are your parents? My dad is Cass Bellarado, he's with the guests, and my mum ran away. They told me she hates Dad and Grandpa. I guess she hates me too. I don't know, it was a long time ago. I don't even miss her anymore. I miss Grandpa. He was the nicest. She presses her lips together and lets out a quiet, very unchildlike sigh. Have you ever heard the name Fidelio? It's someone my dad is very mad at, but Dad is always mad at everyone. At Grandpa, Mum, Dagon, Chaplain. Did your grandfather ever mention the word repentance to you? He did. That word kept appearing in our house, and nobody knew who wrote it. It used to make Grandpa happy when I was little. He always smiled when he saw it. But then later, when I was a little bigger, and Grandpa was already old, it stopped making him happy. He was sad. He would just sit there and stare at nothing. And after that, when he got sick... She stops, her big eyes glistening with tears. When he got sick, the writing started to scare him. More and more of it appeared. Repentance, repentance, repentance. Even in his bedroom. One time he pointed at that word and said something very, very weird. About dead eyes and about cobras going to class. Abardo, who was looking at her with sympathy, narrowed his eyes. What did you say? Cobras going to class? Are you sure that is what your grandfather said? Of course I'm sure. When Grandpa was ill, I sat with him, and this one time he just started talking about cobras. I was sad, but it was also a little funny. Cobra get to class, he said. Abelard strokes his beard. Perhaps this is the old Navy officer in me talking, but I'm almost certain he wasn't talking about a snake, but a Cobra class destroyer. Cobra going to class, you see. Didn't I destroy 2 of them? Maybe. Someone left some strange words in the Book of Remembrance, as if they were from Fidelio. That wasn't your doing by any chance, was it? That would have been a funny prank. Her eyes lit up a little bit. But I don't play pranks. It was someone else. Maybe Fidelio did it, very quietly. Or maybe it's someone who's not on the list, but also someone nobody would expect. I must take my leave.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Cool. Time to go. The esteemed Master Bellardo was a pirate. Chaplain chuckles. The scars on his face grow even more prominent. Do you know why they call me Chaplain? It's because I was the priest on Den's ship in his wilder days. If you're surprised, you shouldn't be. There are plenty of heretic scum among the pirates of the Expanse. But Den's wasn't one of them. He was a true believer, and he shared more of the Imperium's ideals than some of those stiff-necked officers. A leader with an iron fist and an iron will. Don't we owe our conquest of 1,000 stars to people like that? And the ones he robbed were mostly types that no true subject of the Imperium would shed a tear over. Xenos, heretics, not all of them of course, but the Emperor will judge if Den's was a decent man. I would like to discuss with you what I've been able to recover. I'm listening. So Den's mentioned Fidelio and repentance. Yes, but what could it mean? I don't know just yet. Not long before his death, Den's mentioned something about dead eyes looking at him. That is strange. Who could have looked at him like that in his own home? Some errant servo skull that was passing by? Maybe it was nothing more than a dying man's delusion. There's an entry in the Book of Remembrance about repentance. The writing looks fresh. Could Fidelio have left it? That's odd. I've been watching the guests and I know everyone here. If you're not Fidelio, then no one here is Fidelio. Well, unless they were able to get in undetected. Logic. The area around the book is completely open. If Chaplain is telling the truth, and he really does know all the guests by sight, then the words could only have been left by someone with free run of the courtyard. Someone who wouldn't attract attention. I have serious reason to suspect that someone here wanted to kill Fidelio. Of course they did, and they still do, and they will keep trying. Inheritance is no trifle after all, and the claimants are not exactly the placid types. Chaplain shrugs as if he's talking about something mundane. Maybe Fidelio will make themselves known once, maybe they will. That's all I've been able to learn so far. Thank you. The tall man who welcomed you at the entrance is shifting from foot to foot, keeps glancing around with a gloomy expression. This is an honour, your ladyship, such an honour. But what about...
Join me in prayer.
What about Cass? He's the only other person, right? Wait, he doesn't want to talk? Or did I might have pressed the spacebar. Oh wait. A man of, yeah, so I'm missing something. Who is the mysterious final guest everyone is waiting for the ceremony? In the last month's Dead Eyes, the ceremony guests do not know is the hair. Fidelio is the hair. People definitely want Fidelio. The word repentance. That's a strange burnout. Oh, let's talk to the servitor.
always keep my options open.
I'd like to discuss with you what I've been able to I'm listening. He mentioned, I think I might know the answer. It's the name of a ship. A ship called Repentance. I'm not sure, but you might be right. Now that you said that, I've remembered an interesting detail. About 12 years back, there was an attempt on Denz's life. Not many could have even got close to him, let alone wounded him, but that assassin was a master of her craft. Denz always was a hardy feather, and that's what saved him, that and his trusty implants, but the medics pretty much had to put him back together from scratch. When he finally emerged from the hands of the Sawbones months after the attempted assassination, he kept chuckling about her being a sharp one, and that she was real angry with him for burning her father or her husband, I don't recall. And he was a ship captain. I vaguely remember that conversation, but I'm almost certain that ship was called the Repentance, and that Denz even knew the names of that captain and that proud would-be avenger. The woman's name was Leona or something like that, and her last name, I wouldn't be surprised if it sounded familiar to Fidelio. So you think this woman is our Fidelio? That's my best guess. Let me remind you what he said. I owe Fidelio. If not for Repentance, who else could have been indebted to if not a vengeful daughter, or lover, or however she was, of a captain he'd killed? It'd be a very Denz thing to do, to leave all his money not to his wimp of a son, not to his idiot first mate, but to the cunning lass who almost killed him. What happened to her? She got away with that attempt, but I know that Denz sent mercenaries after her almost immediately. Whether he found her or not, that I do not know. It seems unlikely he did, because if he'd settled the score with her, he wouldn't then go and put her in his will, would he? Well, it looks like we've cleared up the Repentance part. Seems so. If we've guessed right, all that's left is Fidelio and the will. Let's go over everything we know. Denz supposedly left his possessions to Fidelio, a woman who wanted to take revenge on him for killing the captain of the ship Repentance. The word Repentance is written in the Book of Remembrance and the entry is new. Does that mean that our Fidelio is close by? We also know something about dead eyes and the fact that the courtyard is completely open. Dead eyes? Is it a servitor? Well, Lady Von Valencius, now it's all in your hands. I'm no sleuth and I don't know what to do with all these clues. If you have some thoughts about Fidelio's whereabouts, find her. If not, come back to me. We still need to send Denz on his way and deal with the matter of his estate. If you didn't know what to look for, it would be easy to overlook this servitor, which may have once been a woman. The servitor's implants, the mechanical nature of its movement, the empty gaze, it's all there, but... Repentance. The single word caused the servitor's body to twist in a violent spasm. Something akin to a sob or a growl builds in its throat, and its mechanical appendages jerk convulsively. Chaplin's tall figure appears next to you. So this is our heir, right? He pauses, mulling it over, and gestures for the administrative clerk who gave the opening speech to approach. The inventory of Denz's possessions. What does it say about this servitor? Let's see. One moment. Section B17/40. Personal effects of the deceased. Subsection servitors. Here it is. Oh, this is a rare one-of-a-kind unit, commissioned personally by Master Bilardo 12 years ago. The main function of this servitor is cleaning the house, bedrooms, vestibules, bathrooms, in accordance with Master Bilardo's wishes. Its free will was completely eradicated and the parts of its brain that regulated pleasure response was destroyed. But to a large extent, its memory and awareness were preserved. Chaplain, is everything clear to you now? I believe so. Didn't I tell you that Dens, after he survived the assassination attempt, sent a whole squad of mercenaries to hunt down the women who tried to kill him? Looks like he found her. Chaplain nods at the servitor. She was allowed to keep her memory and some semblance of awareness, so I suppose the mysterious writing of repentance both here and in the book and back at Dens' home was done by her. The question that remains, of course, is why would Dens decide to make a servitor his heir? This is something his last and cruelest joke, or an incredibly hand-fisted attempt to make amends on his deathbed. I like to believe it's the former. Can a servitor even inherit? This matter requires further investigation. We will have to go over the codices, bylaws, statutes. Or we could ask Lady von Silencia to settle the matter in the name of her dynasty. Summon everyone, it's time to decide the fate of Bellado's estate, and that of the heirs. As you wish. I would ask the esteemed guest to stay for a moment longer. I was going to announce Dens' last will and testament, after he was delivered into the flames, but the circumstances dictate otherwise. And so, according to the deceased will, all of Bellado's fortune goes not to his worthless son Cass, not to his brainless mate Dagon, but to Fidelio, a mysterious new heir. However, I believe a certain party would like to intervene in this process. Point at the servitor. Who among you know this woman? What about the story of the ship Repentance? I wish to hear it all. That's the cleaner servitor from our house. What's there to know about her? Her only outstanding quality is that it's hilarious how she wobbles and flaps her grabbers about when you kick her out of the way. I don't know about the servitor. I've got better things to do in life than look at furniture. And the ship, I think there was one cobra by the name of something similar. We were pretty gentle with it, boarded it, I mean. Dens was on top of his game that day. After the battle, he dragged their captain to the bridge, all tied up, and sat him at the table with us. We were going through the captain's amasac. So are you sure you want to hear everything? Go on. Anyway, the three of us sat there, me, Dens, and the captain of the Repentance, as the boys brought whoever was left of their crew one by one, and we poked them. I bet Cockeye over there remembers. He was there too, and so were the twins. We three watched, and then the party drew to a close. We threw the captain on top of the pile of his crew bodies, and as Dens way torched him, alive. Those were good days. It's a real shame Dens quit. I keep thinking, if he hadn't fallen for this, what you call it, peaceful life, maybe he would have checked out. Maybe he would have lived for another 20 years. Fidelio is standing in a typical servitor pose, eyes staring into space. Only the grips of its metallic appendages are trembling slightly, perhaps caused by a malfunction, or perhaps by suppressed emotions looking for a release. Address Fidelio the Servitor. Today, you watch your enemies die. Casper, the first to guess where it's going, falls to his knees. Mercy. Cass, get out of my sight, the rest of you prepare to die. It's time to purge the world of this pirate scum. Dirtbags, this is the last time I deal with nobles.
I'll make an example out of you.
I will take you down.
I may.
What's this one? Damaged range attacks. Yeah.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me, if you insist, Lord Captain.
Running binary override.
I am a navigator as duty demands.
Argenta.
As the Emperor commands, for you, my Emperor! Trust me. Ha! Eradicated! I shall not fail. Caught by the wind. As the tenants demand.
Out of my way!
I will endure.
Ouch.
Here we go.
I'll see to it personally. It's as good as done. Faith without deeds is worthless is why none can escape the Emperor's
Jeez.
judgment. I'll make it happen.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Indeed. That's not the Seneschal's job.
Let's get to it.
Let's make it quick!
Just a minor setback. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Request approved.
On in, maggot.
Oh, I didn't notice the combat serviture.
These ruby flashes are
Let's get to
choking
it.
me.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Do not dare ask.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
High momentum.
Why can't I fire? Did it overheat?
Running binaric override.
Guided by faith! I'll do it. In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave.
In the light I stand, and in the light I crave.
Each strike is a prayer. Doubt is for the weak, you, my emperor. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I'll do it.
You can do work, but not by much.
Doubt is for the weak.
This goes against the tenets. The shadow. Trust me. I shall not fail. My blade whispers your name.
Hold on. Is part of the trial.
On it. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Eradicated. Who? If not me.
It will be done. An exemplary strike. At your beck and call.
Oh, there's someone next to him. I didn't even notice.
My vow is to state significant value. Request denied.
That is foolishness.
As the let your soul be purged.
Another foe painted black.
Faith without deeds is worthless. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
Let's get to it. Martyrdom is the reward.
Why I was chosen! There's my perfect moment. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands.
Chaplain is observing the carnage unfazed. Dens would approve of a funeral like this. Now what? What are we going to do with Fidelio? The servitor woman is standing still. It feels as if her dead eyes are staring at Dagon's corpse, but it could be mere coincidence. Take care of her, Chaplain. Let her live the rest of her life as peacefully as possible. I will spare no effort, and now I'd like to say goodbye to my old friend. I imagine the crematorium has got its furnaces up and running already, but I feel it would be kind of sad to just shove Dens in there like that. He was known as Jerrycan Dens, and he loved having his enemies drenched in promethium and burned. I think it'd be a nice gesture to send him on his way in the same fashion. Thankfully, it's easy enough to procure a jerrycan of promethium on footfall. Fitting. Want to watch and say? With pleasure. Well, let's get started, I guess. Jeez. The Ripper.
Let us not dawdle.